Alright, working class beer reviews. First one that I've done, so please go easy on me. Milwaukee's Best Ice. Probably just as working class as any of the rest. Milwaukee's Best is a Miller brand. Ice beer craze started in the mid-90s. Everybody started doing it. And this is no different. Probably somewhere around 2017, I want to say. I could be wrong about that. Miller upped the alcohol volume to 6.9, from 5.9 to 6.9. Same with Ice House, which is another one of their brands. They bumped it up. And yeah, I think there's a bit of an outcry. And they went back to the 5.9 and all. So this is just a 12-ounce can. We're going to give this a little pop. I like to church key my cans because I think they pour better. And even if you just drink straight out of the can, they drink better. So, this is like a wheat beer glass. We're going to pour it. I pour aggressively because I want to release the CO2. If you don't release the CO2 out of the can and you just drink it straight, or you pour it really slowly and it doesn't foam up, what it's going to do is it's going to bloat you up. That CO2 is going to actually release in your stomach the first time you walk around or take a bite of food. That's what's going to happen. That's what causes that bloat and that discomfort, is that you're pouring it too slow, or you're drinking it straight out of the can. You're not giving it the fair shake that it deserves. So people are going to say this is wrong. This is actually right. And there's plenty of videos out there that will tell you that this is what you're supposed to do. Even if it's on draft, if it's a heady beer, fine. Let it settle and then pour on top of it. Just make sure you do this. Your stomach will thank you when you do. So I'm going to top this off. So yeah, really large. Foamy head, moussey head, super, super clear. Straw colored. You're not going to see hardly anything. I mean, if you put it in sunlight, you might see some powdery sediment, but you're going to just see some descending bubbles, and you can see it's a very hard definition between the beer and the head. You let this sit, this will all turn back to beer. So by pouring this aggressively, people think you're not wasting it. Now, if I go to a bar and I pay for a glass this is probably 18 ounces, and I pay for 18 ounces of beer, I want 18 ounces of beer, so I expect them to fill it up 18 ounces. But at home, or if you just for examination purposes, please pour aggressively. Trust me. Your stomach will thank you, your nose will thank you, your tongue will thank you. You're going to get the best benefit of taste, smell, and experience by pouring it aggressively. Just be patient, let it settle. See, as you can see, it's already starting to descend. Everything, so we're going to give it a smell. Very grainy. I mean, obviously it's got corn. Miller is corn is their adjunct. Probably the syrup, dextrose, maltose. This is probably not a all grain, or a grain made beer. This is probably, because this is their most economical beer that they make, it's going to be extracts. Even the hops are going to be extracts. Not even pellets, I bet. I bet it's all syrups and extracts and whatnot, which is fine. It still makes for a decent beverage. They redone the labels on these. It looks nice. As a kid even, well, I say kid, as a teenager, I remember them having straw, but this is still straw with a white, moosey, Miller-like head. Very Miller-like head. Yeah, it smells like a Miller beer. So, yeah, let's go for a taste. Yeah, it's a little stronger than most of your lagers because it is stronger. The ice brewing process goes through a ceramic filter, which is super cold, and when the beer goes through, ice crystals form and it extracts some of the product out of it, which inherently raises the ABV because it's reducing. It's like taking chicken stock and boiling it till it gets from here to about here. So when you get down to here, the flavor is going to be stronger. If you've ever made chicken stock or any sort of soup or anything like that, that's what you're doing. You're strengthening the flavor by taking out the water, taking out the water content. Instead of boiling, they're going through a cold process, and it extracts it by freezing some of it. But it's still good. It's very good. I didn't used to like ice beers. When I was coming of age in my early 20s. I was born in 1980, so do the math. Figure out when I came of age. Tells you about when I started drinking beer and what was still around. There were beers back then that I loved that aren't around anymore. I didn't really ever try this back then. I was more into Bud Dry was still around. Michelob Dry was still around. Probably my favorite beer of all time was Michelob Dry. As of right now, I like Michelob Lager, but I'm not really partial to any brand. I'm not strictly loyal to a brand. I'm willing to give everything a try. And when it comes to stuff like this, shop by price, because there's Keystone Ice, there's Natural Ice, Bud Ice, there's even Busch Ice, Milwaukee's Best Ice, Genesee Ice, which I only get in the 24-ounce cans around here. Bud Ice is 5.5. This is 5.9. Keystone Ice is 5.9, and so is Natural Ice. So you get a little more bang for your buck, and it's cheaper. Although Bud Ice has gotten cheap around here, it's weird. But Milwaukee's Best Ice, Milwaukee's Best in general, right now is the cheapest beer that we have. And I'm not saying cheap like it's junk. It's cheap. It's economically priced. It's priced appropriate. So could I tell the difference between this and Natural Ice or Keystone Ice? I doubt it. Honestly. They're all competing against each other. So, yeah. It's good. No. One 12-ounce can is going to do a whole lot to you. I wouldn't sit there and just session a bunch of these. Personally, I don't advocate to overindulge. I'm more of an advocate of being moderate. Moderation is key to most things. So yeah, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. And I'm not looking for followers or anything like that. That's not what this is about. But if you want to join me, follow me. That's fine. I follow lots of different people, and I'm looking to always, appreciate other people's point of view. So this is a working class beer, and this is my working class beer review. So I'll see you guys later.